Hi guys, it's Rick Shiels down here with Rob Potter here at Quest Golf Academy. We're now going to be moving on to the Callaway Steelhead XR irons to review. Rob's a 13 handicapper. If you've not seen any of his videos before, welcome and hopefully you enjoy it. There's a library of clubs that Rob's reviewed in the past, so you can check those out. We've just done the Callaway Big Bertha OS irons, the oversized irons, and these came out almost the same time. Let's get them tested, let's see what you think. Very different look, going back to the old Steelhead look of this club, but cramming it full of XR technology, that's the tagline. They look very different to the Big Bertha OSs. Let me know what you think. So we're going to start with 7 first.
I quite like the idea that they've gone back to the old school.
Okay.
Because, you know me, I'm walked down memory lane with a Jack and Ori story with it. I don't mind that too much. You know, looking at actually the back of it, it reminds me very much of the old Steelhead.
Absolutely.
In terms of the design of it. So,
well, it's even got a through bore. So
yeah, go back to
the shaft going through, even got that in there as well.
Which is like proper old school Callaway for me. But the question in my head was it really needed, or was there a demand from Callaway regulars for a Steelhead to come back? I don't know.
It was a weird one.
Because they've got the XRs, then they've got XR 16s out, then they've brought these out at the same time as the Big Berthas.
You've also got...
Then the Apex.
So, well, you ready for this?
Okay,
I don't know, these might not all be the ones. You've got Apex CF16s, Apex Pro. You've got XRs 16s, XR 16 Pros, XR 16s XR 16 OS. You've then got the Callaway Big Bertha, you've got the Callaway Big Bertha OS. You've then got Callaway Steelhead XR. It was a weird one. It was like, I don't know why that's in, but let's hit them. Let's see, you know, as always, we'll test them. What do you think about when you look down at the club? Very, very different look to the Big Bertha OS.
Yeah, it's shiny.
Yeah.
It's magpie. It's the shiny. It's very, very magpie-ish. But it's a little bit thinner on the top edge than the Big Bertha, but again, not by much.
Yeah, I think it is. I would almost compare these more to just the XR.
XRs, yeah.
Just the XR.
I think it's just that with different metal properties.
Yeah. Let's give it a hit. Let's see how you hit it. This is the 7 iron. I'm going to imagine they're going to be relatively long hitting clubs, but let's see what they do. It's on the green, and it's okay. Mid 150s.
Yeah.
Well, it landed on the green. It kind of ran off.
Mid 150s. It's not far from what I've been looking for.
That feel okay?
Yeah, not bad. It didn't feel the best strike in the world. Maybe a little bit, again, a bit bottomy on the club. It didn't
sound pure, and it didn't sound as good, and it didn't sound anywhere near as loud as the Big Bertha OSs we've just tested.
No, certainly not.
I don't think anything could. Well, actually, the Cobras we tested before could.
The Cobras could, yeah. So that was a better strike.
Way bigger distance up there at the high 150s that time.
Yeah.
Just slightly left the target, but not overly offline. It's just you're chipping on from there.
Yeah.
157 carry. Let's put this one nice and close here now, Rob.
Let's try and get there.
Averaging at 155 at the moment, which is very healthy. Oh, just lost a bit of that draw.
Yeah, just lost a bit.
Didn't you? That was a nice hit as well.
It was lovely, lovely strike.
Tell me what you think about the feel as I just pull up some figures there.
There's no real feel to it. If they were looking for wanting a softer feel from a Steelhead than what they've got in the current XR range, even the Pro range that I've got, they've not got it. I'm
still not sure why. I'm not sure why they needed to combine the two brands together. Why did they need to brand? Unless there's something coming out in the pipeline that we don't know about. Unless they want to reinvent the Steelhead of some description, and it's their way of transitioning it back together. But for me, it just doesn't quite sit right in the family of line that they've got already. And certainly these will be so similar to the XRs and the XR Pros that we tested.
I'd have thought, if anything, they'd have released these out next year as the new XR series for the XR Steelheads, XR Steelhead Pros. and they released it for next year.
It does sound ridiculous, all these XRs and Pros, and all, it just sounds like it's just messy. They've lost their way a little bit with it. Performance-wise, though, can't really grumble. 155 carry distance, and they weren't amazing hits. No. They weren't amazing hits. 155 carry distance, a little bit right and left. That's just more human error than anything else.
That's Dobby error. That.
So, but feel-wise, you weren't getting a lot from it.
No, nothing really from it. Nothing. My XR Pros have more feel than what these ones do.
Yeah, I think so.
Like I said, if that's what they're looking for, they wanted feel from the Steelhead, then for me personally, I don't think they found that.
No.
Because I'd imagine that the steel would be softer than the standards.
I don't know. So. I don't know. 4 or pitching wedge?
Go for 4. We'll go for 4.
So you just hit the 4-iron in the Big Bertha OS very nicely, considering a 4-iron for you isn't normally a club that you would go to.
No.
What do you think about the look of that club when you sit it behind the ball there, Rob?
Well, this one now would give me more intrepidation and fear.
Oh, lovely wording.
Because there's
lovely wording.
There's so much less offset on it.
So what is it again?
Intrepidate.
Intrepidate and fear.
Yeah,
I love it. So a little bit smaller, maybe not as
it's a smaller head. Yeah, smaller head, which I don't mind. If it had the real estate on the back, you know, then probably might give me more confidence to hit it.
Correct.
There's virtually no offset on it, or a lot less offset
compared to what.
It's not a blade offset.
No.
You know, but for what I'm used to hitting,
it's a simple design.
Yeah, very very simple.
It's a simple design with technology. That's what they've gone for. Let's hit the 4-iron now. Then, when you've got it in the hand, let's see if we can get the same or similar performance to the Big Bertha OS 4-iron.
If I get this herbal,
I'd be surprised. Yeah, I'd be surprised. It's come out low, but it's come out well, didn't it?
Even I'm shocked.
Good shot. 190 carry.
Wow.
Came out like a little bullet.
Yeah, like a little. I would say a little Lynxy kind of shot.
Yeah,
was that?
What was that? 192 carry. Very much lower. Good hit, healthy strike.
Cheeky.
Feel?
Again, probably a little bit more feel from it. Probably sit more in the middle, but because the middle on this one is just there, it's not waiting for a ball to crawl up it.
No.
You'd feel it a bit more.
With the slightly bigger head, Rob was finding it harder to hit the middle of the face, just because he was finding the low point an easier point to hit on the face.
Yeah.
It's a nice shot, that.
No pressure, Rob.
Good or bad?
Little chunky.
Okay.
Little bit chunky. Hence, with the amount of run it's just had.
Again, you're chasing out there at 200 yards. Granted, it's not the height you'd probably get out of the hybrid. 178 carry distance.
That hit the ground and ran like Usain Bolt.
It did. It really did. It came out hot.
Very.
Let's go one more with the 4. 185 carry distance at the moment. They're both in and around 200 yards total distance. Just a little chip on to save your par, or chip and putt for a birdie on a par 5.
Yeah. Low one left. Not the best.
Yeah. If I'm honest, you hit the first 2 better than I expected.
Yeah.
That one wasn't so much of a surprise to me.
No,
I expected to maybe see a shot like that. Unlike the Big Bertha OS, where actually the 4-iron is giving you a bit.
Yeah.
That potentially didn't give you enough help that you needed.
It just proves that if you do hit a bad one, it's going to get called a bad one.
So the best one, the first one was 192, lovely golf shot. Second one was a good end result, and it finished just off the green, but it was a shorter carry distance. Yeah. And the last one was a poor shot that only went 170. But again, I don't think that club is what you're looking for in a set. I don't think the 4-iron for that is what you'd be buying this set for.
No, I think the law of average is that I would probably never hit this 4-iron.
Where the Big Bertha OS 4-iron, definitely.
Yeah.
Okay, we've moved into pitching wedge. What do you think about the look of that?
Again, not much different than looking at the Big Bertha OS.
I would imagine that looks so much like your XR.
Yeah, it looks like my XR. Yeah,
so
very much like my
XR.
XR. It's just like holding the XR in my hand.
Yeah, exactly. Let's give that a hit. So I'll put you about 120 odd yards away from the green here with the wedge. Oh, yeah. Knew straight away this would be your best performing wedge.
Yeah.
Oh, it's one of those weird ones again. Where it's kind of
it looked like it was going to
lovely,
go,
but it didn't go anywhere. But felt good, that one.
Yeah, it felt good. Amazing. It felt really soft. It was surprisingly soft. Again, soft off the face.
That is nice, that one. Yeah, that's lovely. A little bit shorter than maybe the 115, 120 carry distance we're looking for. That carried at 113 yards for a total of 120, but very, very lovely golf shot. Again, that sounded, it's almost as if initially we could almost already see that blending of these two sets that you talked about before. Yeah. Going Big Bertha OS in the longer stuff, but actually as you got to get better, going into the XR Steelheads in the shorter stuff.
Yeah, certainly. So I think a hybrid set like that would be a good combo to a certain degree.
Let's go one more.
That felt the best of the lot.
Did it really, yeah?
Yeah, nice shot. That felt the absolute best of the lot. And it proved it.
Great shot, well done. Yeah, definitely the wedge with the Steelhead XRs suits you tons better.
Yeah.
So look at some figures on those. It's just the averages here. 114 average, 107 was your shortest, 121. A bit of an odd one, that first one, because it seemed to be hit really well. Last one was obviously you, the one that you said you struck the best.
Yeah.
Where do you think these sit, and do you think they needed them?
I don't think they need them, personally. But what kind of worries me is the fact that what we just saw there was a 113 where I hit it all right. Didn't hit it amazingly brilliantly, but didn't hit it bad. Then I've hit a 121.
Yeah.
So you've got a gap there of 87 yards, 8 yards.
Well, you actually went, your worst one was 107.
107.
And 121, so 14-yard gap.
So 14 yards gap between best and worst, and one in the middle was 30 middling. So it worries me there slightly in terms of the distance gapping.
Because blind testing, I think you would have thought they would have been quite close.
Yeah.
Because there was no indication they were bad shots.
No, not at all.
The shorter ones, because they seemed brilliant.
Yeah.
And apart from the last one, you went, oh, that was really good. Give us a Rob's rating of these clubs.
Yeah,
Give us a performance first.
Yeah, if you take out of everything that's all the different makes or different versions that they brought out of different things recently, then yeah, if you just go in, if you've not a Callaway XR iron, then you'd rate these up at an 8 to a 9.
Okay. And an overall performance, overall of these clubs.
Overall performance.
Taking everything into factor, the field, the performance, and everything that we would normally do with a set of clubs.
8.5.
Okay.
Yeah,
so 8.5, again, probably just similar to the XROS. They may be slightly different between the two sets there, where you preferred the lower lofted clubs with the Big Bertha OS and the more lofted clubs with the Steelhead XRs.
I think the choice range is a bit of a scary thing for people at the moment. XR16s, Steelhead XRs. What's the difference between them? That's my only concern for me. And if you've never hit anything, you go for the most new one.
Yeah.
But this is only new by about 3 months from the XR16.
It is a bit ridiculous. It is a bit ridiculous. And also, if you are an XR16 customer player and they've just brought these out, it's like, hold on. How does that sit? I just don't think they've got the direction of it all right at the moment. They're bringing out a lot of new clubs and a lot of new brands. Yeah. I've never questioned one bit the performance of these golf clubs, because they do perform.
They do, yeah, certainly.
But what the hell is the difference? What is the separating all these clubs?
Yeah, I mean, I think an explanation in a marketing stance would make sense.
No, it wouldn't. Because an explanation. Of course they would. Yeah, an explanation in the marketing stance will make it seem like, oh, they're perfect. Yeah. But it's not. You look through the rubbish on marketing, and there's no difference between these clubs at all.
No, there's not really.
Guys, let us know what you think below. Do you think there's lots of choice with the Callaway clubs at the moment? I think it's a ridiculous amount of choice. And how does it all sit? Where do they all sit? Who sits in what category? It seems to be too much choice. Thanks for watching, guys. Comment below. What do you think? Let us know in... How many times will I say comments? Let us know in the comments below what you think about Rob's reviews. I think they're great. If you've never seen any of Rob's reviews before, go and check them out in the corner, the link up there. Do subscribe, do follow Rob on Twitter. We'll see you soon, testing some more gear. Nice shots.
Cool.
Some nice shots there, Rob.
Cheers, mate. Thank you. Appreciate that.